The SBA is no help. And Congress, you are to blame because you're doing nothing to recognize the struggles of these small business owners. We've done videos about that before as well. If your small business received a COVID EIDL during the pandemic, today's video is for you, especially because we're here to tell you today that the SBA is no help to you whatsoever. Hi, I'm Trevor. I am your EIDL expert. Linda Ray and I have been assisting small business owners like you since the early days of the pandemic, first to obtain the financing, and after the program ended, to manage all kinds of different transactions with the Small Business Administration as experts in the program. If you'd like to know more about how we can help your business besides these videos, click on the link in the description and you can find out all about us and what kind of services and products we have to offer to help you navigate the complicated process of the SBA. Today's video is a review of how unhelpful the SBA is to you in your time of need. Worse than that, obstructionist. Can you say that out loud? I just did. Yeah, the SBA is getting in the way of you coming up with reasonable strategies to manage your business on a day-to-day basis. Here's a video we just released about business operations. To manage cash flow issues you may have with your business. Back in March, the SBA canceled the Hardship Accommodation program and then subsequently launched something called Short-Term Payment Assistance Program, which I still have a hard time wrapping my mouth around that very complicated expression, which basically means hardship accommodation. Am I wrong? But it's a different program, and apparently people are getting approved for it. We created a guidebook. If you're interested, information is in the description. You can't do an offer in compromise. You know, when you owe taxes to the IRS, you can call the IRS, you can negotiate. You can say, listen, there's no way I'm going to pay this whole tax bill. Can we work something out? My business failed. I got divorced. Something happened in my life that caused me to run into a challenge. So can we work it out? And the IRS will say, yes, let's work it out. Let's get the taxpayers paid and let's help you move on with your life. SBA, no such remediation opportunity exists. Worse than that, under the new SBA administrator, all she wants her administration to do at the SBA is root out fraud. We did a video about that also. Fraud, 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 fraud. I'm thinking of writing a song called the SBA Fraud Dance. All she wants SBA agents to do is to collect every penny of COVID loans that they made to you folks during the pandemic. Money that you desperately needed to survive the pandemic. And yet, the SBA's failure to understand how small business is a living, breathing organism, that things change, challenges come along and prevent you from moving forward, hold you up, delay you from moving forward, delay you from earning revenue temporarily or a longer period of time. And when you have a situation like that with your creditors, you want to be able to work out something to buy some time and delay payments and not go out of business. That's the whole thing about today's video. SBA's no help in helping you to avoid going out of business. As we're seeing, because there is no hardship accommodation program, there's this new STPAP, which is only for 6 months if you get approved. There's no remediation in terms of offer in compromise. There's no comprehensive ability to communicate with the SBA. They don't even have people answering the phones anymore. How are you going to communicate your stress, your distress? Because, by the way, as per this comment here, 6 months is just not enough time to help you manage cash flow challenges you're having. People who have become seriously ill and want to be able to at least work something out with the SBA, and they're prevented from doing so because the SBA is no help. Or people like this comment where someone is so depressed and so miserable and so upset over their business and their inability to navigate the complicated SBA process. These are the challenges that we know that you small business owners are facing. And we're doing our best to bring you relevant information in a timely manner to help you understand how to navigate, how to work with the SBA when they are no help whatsoever. This is what I mean when I say the SBA has a failure to comprehend the organic nature of business and how you may need to work with this agency, which, by the way, in my opinion, the way to fix this SBA is to have a better communication aspect with you so that they can protect the taxpayers' money, which is, frankly, a fundamental mission of every federal agency, from the Defense Department all the way down to the Small Business Administration. Protect taxpayer money. That's why the SBA and other federal agencies have an Office of Inspector General, which is there to root out fraud, but also to recommend strategies, to advise their respective agencies on waste and mismanagement of the programs with the sole intention of protecting taxpayer dollars. So if the SBA did a better job of communicating with you and saying, what can we do to help you more, then the taxpayer dollar would be protected. Instead, the SBA says, no, I think you committed fraud, even though we've seen the files of people they've accused and I can't find anything wrong at all. Okay? And I'm a veteran mortgage banking loan officer. I've been trained. I took classes with the Secret Service for fraud. I kind of sort of know what to look for. And we've got clients who have hired us either on phone consultations or for consulting when we were still doing that. And they say, the SBA's accused me of fraud and I can't find anything. So when you're dealing with an agency like that won't communicate with you, won't work with you, and basically thinks you're a criminal and just wants to demand payments at every turn. For instance, in this comment here, here's a business owner who followed the rules with the SBA. I have to get permission to sell assets. And so this person contacted the SBA. Hey, I have a machine that is aging out. I want to replace it. So please give me permission to sell this asset because I'm going to take that money and I'm going to buy a more current machine, a new machine to replace the aging machine that will allow me to help my manufacturing business to move forward. But instead, the SBA forced this business owner out of business because they demanded that he take the money from the sale of the machine and pay off the COVID loan instead. How is that helping you? It is not. The topic of today's video, the SBA is no help. At every turn, you can't call and get someone on the phone. They won't allow offer in compromise for the COVID EIDL program. If you want to obey the rules, as we outlined in this video here about the 10 ways that SBA is impacting your business through the terms of the loan agreement, if you want to follow those rules, they are going to give you a difficult process and force you, maybe, as in the case of this business owner before, force you out of business. But they're also forcing you out of business in another way. If you can't work through these temporary payment challenges with this creditor, the Small Business Administration, there is no other option unless you can sell the assets of the business and fail and pay off the entire balance of the loan. If you can do that, great. But most people probably cannot. And who wants to fail in their business anyway? If they cannot sell the assets and pay off the loan in full, they're left with one option only, because the SBA is no help. The SBA is forcing you to take that option, and we're seeing it in the comments on our videos, in phone calls that people are booking with us, in emails we're getting from people every day of the week. Bankruptcy. We did a whole video about bankruptcy. Please check it out when you get a chance. We've spoken before about the political pressure from Congresspeople and United States senators on the SBA going as far back as 2023, demanding the SBA do better to collect, turning the SBA from an agency that is supposed to assist small businesses to essentially a debt collection firm where there's no room for remediation, for communication, for compromise, or coordination with you. How can we help you so you can continue to stay viable in the American economy, hiring people, buying goods and services, paying income taxes on your business, selling stuff? Isn't that how the economy works? I think so. There's no understanding for that. How can we work with you to help you stay in business and instead collect, fraud. If you found today's video useful, I'm going to ask you to do two things. Number one, click on the thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel as well so you can stay up to date with the information we have to give you to help you navigate the SBA procedures and processes. And number 2, please consider sharing this video with your accountant or your attorney. We have discovered that these folks, because they are unfamiliar with the program, have no understanding what challenges you face when you have to deal with the Small Business Administration on a whole range of issues. And they can use that information to help you and their other small business clients with COVID loans. And once again, I want to thank you for tuning in and for subscribing. We've seen so many of you stepping up in the recent months to subscribe to our channel, and Linda Ray and I truly, truly appreciate you for that. If you found today's video useful, this is the one we did a few months ago where it's worse than we thought.